Welcome back to the podcast. I'm Mike,
I'm Duran.
Michael Jr.
and this is
Senior.
and this is part two of Is it harder to find a good man or a good woman? And before we left, you were saying that both men and women have to submit to each other. And you were saying that it's harder to actually find a good woman or man than
easier.
it's easier to find a good woman than it is to find a good man.
You said it's harder.
I said it's harder to find a good woman than it is to find a good man. Duran, we didn't really get much into your thoughts on that.
Well, that's because my thoughts is it's harder to find a good man
Why?
because I went into it last time, so I'm gonna elaborate and say that I don't think women want to find a good man. They say that, but then when they find one, what do? So I'm of the life mind that what you said, women come into a room, they do know exactly who's what and who's who about it, and who not about it. But what do they choose?
Right.
So how many times have we been on the opposite end of that, where okay, we are happily married and where we at, but how many women did it take to get there? How many?
No comment.
We didn't just become these people overnight, right?
Right.
You've been a good person. You've been. I done watched you. Literally, we watched each other grow from boys to man. So I seen you. I seen the things that you went through, the ups and downs, highs and lows. And for the people that's on the outside looking in, they just see the good things, the accolades you did. Just if we were just in school, just how smart you was and just doing things and how you are opening doors. I walk right past somebody. You open the door. So they already know, just looking in, that you're a good person and they passed up on you. So why is that? Because they didn't want you. Women know. Even if you looking at it at a biblical standpoint, or you looking at it as before you get into your Christ-like or Christhood or Christianity, whatever you want to call it, before you get into that, women do know. And I seen it. They do it. They still doing it to this day.
So-
Literally at work. Have we not seen this play out right in front of our face?
We have.
Literally. And I'm not God, so I don't know where people do at home when they leave. But from what I can see, is this person, if I had to grade them, it's probably like 80% of a good person. They're going to do right by you. And this person will walk right past them and right off the cliff. Knowing that there's spikes down there, knowing there's fire, scorpions, walk right off the cliff. And then cry and say, woe is me, ain't no good men out here. So you didn't meet 10 dudes on the way here?
But that's why I say it's easier or it's harder to find a good woman. Because like you said, she knows there's 10 good dudes right here. So she already found 10 good dudes.
She's not God. She can have a idea of. She can maybe think of that, but she really don't know, because just like they have folks that pretend to be this until you get them. They can be. She can say, "Oh man, that's a good man," this and that. Then come to find out, he's a wife beater. Come to find out that he got a family or something on the other side of town.
Absolutely.
Come to find, so we can't just come out and say they know this all of a sudden without even spending some time with them, because I truly believe is that we have to spend time, even if it's friendship or just mingling with them or what or this or that, before we are going to discover but begin to discover if this is a good person or not.
So with that being said, let me add something else to it to help you understand what we're saying. Okay, so these people that walk past these good men, they have some type of idea of this person. So we know everybody can be fooled. That's the given.
Right.
You can put on a persona, be this person. But with that, I still believe that a woman do know, because it'll be those same signs that, oh, he couldn't be as bad as what people say, or, I want to see for myself. And they'll go and see knowing that it's going to lead into something that's bad. And then when the bad happened, now it ain't no good dudes around. Or now, oh, it's woe is me. But it's like, again, you chose that because you knew. So you had some previous information, whether it was completed or not. You knew that man over there, that's not the one. But you chose to go there anyway. and you knew that, okay, these men have a good rapport or a good reputation or whatever the case may be, and you didn't try to get more invested in this. You chose to go far right over here. You veered all the way up here. How you get up here and you didn't see none of this? So it's like when you're driving on the road, it's signs, right, to tell you it's a dip right there.
Right.
It's construction workers. Women see these signs and still go to the hazard.
So
So
that
you-
means she just didn't walk in there. She walked in there with some
with
knowledge
some
of
idea.
knowing of
Absolutely.
this person. They just didn't walk in a room and not know nobody in there and say, this is a good person. This is a good person. This is a good person. No, you heard about me. Oh, I've heard that Pastor Dwight is a preacher. I hear Pastor Dwight do that. Pastor Dwight treated, do all of this here. Yeah. So she may come in and say, oh, that's Pastor Dwight. I heard Pastor
See.
Dwight is all this and that. So yeah, that's how she know. But ain't no woman gonna walk off the streets into a place and immediately know who's good and who's not.
They
Nah.
can watch you and tell.
They
Oh, now they can watch.
They can watch you and tell.
So they've gathered
very
some
quickly.
type of intel. We're not saying that something because
Mm.
I get what you're saying when you say that now, because that'll make you like because you knowing who is what right there on the spot.
Not
We're
just
saying
you not
and
omniscient.
that's not what
you
I'm
gathered.
saying. I'm saying
no, I know what you're
there's
saying.
a way
but
that people carry themselves, and let's look at you for instance, right? If we walking into a building and you going to grab this door and you look behind you and you see this woman walking up and she may be 10 steps behind you, you gonna hold that door and wait, or you gonna just walk in and be like, she can get the door herself?
The heathens do that too.
And more importantly,
They'll wait and hold that door open for you too.
okay, but we're saying like
Bad people do that too.
if you
To get you attention so that, hey, you can look at, he's a nice person. Then when you get home with them, they want to beat you up.
But
right, but we're saying like if somebody come into the room, it's 10 men in here, and there's some women in the room. She come in and she see all the men. You got your pants pulled up. You dress nice. You minding your business. You mingling.
But
You
that don't
smiling.
mean that-
You
that
doing
don't
what you
mean that.
doing, but you got to listen to the comparison first. And then you see a man over there. That man he sagging, he smoking, he cussing, doing whatever. He not respecting nobody, doing nothing. So you gonna go talk to him, or you gonna go talk to the man that's look like he got some
But what
rapport?
I'm saying,
I'm
though,
not saying he can't
don't
be bad.
judge the book without reading.
You're right, but
you
I'm
judge
saying,
the book without reading it.
but you're seeing the actions.
okay, yeah,
So
and the
you're not judging them by saying it. It's saying if I know they kill people over here, and I need to go to Price Chopper, and it's one over here, and it's a Price Chopper over there, but they don't kill people over there like how they kill. I know it's happening. It's happening right now. Am I gonna drive over here and go to Price Chopper, or am I gonna go over here and
Well,
go to
what are we
Price
doing?
Chopper?
I got an even better one, right?
It's just
'Cause he-
differentiating between the two because you're saying I'm judging. No, let me get it out.
But-
You're saying I'm judging somebody. I'm not judging you. That is me making a decision. God gave us a spirit of discernment. So if I feel like it's danger here, why would I take or put myself in that danger? So I'm saying if a woman come in and she see that over there, and then she see you over here, that don't mean you're not gonna see it or nothing just because you got your pants pulled up and you talking to people, but you're less likely to do that. So I would be more
You
plausible
judge.
to hold a conversation with
judge.
you.
So it's not necessarily.
That's not
Let's go
judging.
back to the
Yeah.
book, judging a book by its cover, right? So when you look at a book and you read the title, you imagine what this book might be about, right? But what's the first thing people do before they read it? They don't just jump in and read it.
No.
They flip over to the
Flip over
back
to the back.
and they get a quick like, okay, that's what women do. They flip
get
over
a
to the back when they
synopsis.
walk in the room. They flip over to the back of the book and
flip over to the back.
they
for what?
they look at, okay, this is how he's dressed, this is how he's talking, this
that
is how
don't
he's
mean
acting,
nothing.
this is how
That don't mean nothing.
okay, but I'm saying somebody who, in my instance, I'll even say for me, who talks respectful, who ain't acting that certain kind of way, who's not trying to be that way. They've had that quick conversation with me and passed.
Okay, but that
and
don't
pass
mean
and then end
that
up.
you wasn't a good person though. Still,
All right,
that's
but
what I'm trying to
saying
say.
that
Just because
I
she
am.
passed on you,
I'm
don't
saying
mean that you wasn't a good person.
I'm saying she did pass because I was a good person,
That's
right?
That was the
and
first
then
part.
and then you end up two books down the road reading and going, oh man, this got a little more thriller to a little more danger from this synopsis that I'm reading back here. And so you jump into reading this book to find out that this book ain't good at all.
It's bad. So I'm
right?
not.
But because you thought from this quick conversation, you knew this book sounded good. This book sounded real good. But no, I don't want to read that right now.
See, what you're doing now is you are diluting from. We are talking about a good man and a good woman.
Right, but we're
And so a good man and a good woman is not based on all of those things that you are saying, because they can be dressed that way and still could be a good man.
I hear what you're saying, but I'm not. You're looking at it as I'm saying because he's smoking, he bad, so he not a good dude. He don't deserve attention or redemption or none of that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you're making a decision, like he said about the books. Do I want this book or do I want this book? You have to make a choice. That's not judging because you're making a choice. When a woman can walk into a room just like a man can and pick a woman, we're gonna pick a woman based off her looks, the size of her butt, her breasts, the way she smells.
Woman, that don't mean
I know, but you gotta hear.
But the whole thing is good. We talking about a good woman and a good man,
Right? But we're trying to get you to understand how we get to that decision. It's a decision making process that happens.
We didn't talk. We're not talking about that. That wasn't the question.
That is
Right.
the question.
But
The question is, is it harder to find a good man or a good woman? And I'm telling you, the decision making process women take to decide if a man is good or bad. So in that statement alone, a woman is judging whether I'm good or bad,
But you adding to the question.
I'm not adding.
Saying, now you are saying, how does a woman go about and find a good man and a good
That's
woman?
not what he's saying.
I'm not saying
what he's
that.
saying is that when a woman walks into a room, right, she can tell this is a good man, but she's not attracted to these good men because she wants this little thrill from a bad man. And so what we're saying is it's harder for us to find a good woman because these women that may be good are over here jumping for these bad men because they assume that these good men are born. When women easily can find a good man.
Well, why can't they? No, it can't.
They pick something
because just because this man got his pants down, he smoking a cigarette, he doing all of that because he can be a good man, and the woman gonna jump over him because of his appearance and go to this man who looks like he's a good man and come to find out that he's not a good man, and she done passed up the good man.
And there's
so
road
that makes
signs.
it even harder. She got to keep looking
Like
for
Duran said,
that
there are
man.
signs that women know and they still stick around.
And
But
I'm not
if
saying
it
I'm
was
not
signs
saying
that she knew, Mike, she'd have know without a shadow of a doubt that man was a good man.
But then let's stop
Shoot.
right there. Now you're saying that she's able to walk into a room and tell that Mr.
No.
Mr. Pansagging and Mr. Blunt Smoker is a good man. But you just said that no woman can walk into a room without no prior knowledge, right? She's never seen this man.
Well, she probably had prior
No,
knowledge.
she's never seen this man. She walked in and seen a man sagging and a man that looks like he's of good rapport. So good taxpaying man, drug dealer. And she skipped over him so therefore she had to make a choice, right?
No, he ain't a drug dealer, but he's a good man.
But he
don't have a drug dealer.
made a choice, right?
And she went and picked a man who wasn't sagging, had all this here together, and then come to
Right.
find out that
Okay.
he's the bad
All right,
man.
well, let me get it.
and
We
he
about to
was the
close.
good
We
man.
about to wrap it up. I didn't say that wasn't a possibility, but you said that's not what we talking about. I'm just trying to tell you it's harder for a woman to find a good man because she passes up the good
I'm
man.
going with
And
you.
then you validated it by
I'm
saying
going with
the
you.
dude that's sagging was the good man. So therefore, when she looked over and seen him, she was like, then seen him and was like, mm-hmm. She already made a choice. So she used that and then just walked past the good dude. She didn't even do the due diligence. Right? She walked straight into danger.
That's what
No, I get you.
You that's all I've been saying. And Mike wanna
I still say it's harder to find a good
He's
woman.
I get why he say that, but for me, it's harder to find a good man because it's crazy because everything is the man's fault.
most men, most good men, most of them, I'm saying, it's just like if you got a whole lot of money, they not gonna dress that part. You know, they gonna be,
Right.
dressed down, mediocre and all that, but they got all of this money, and then whoever come up to them and meet them, have you ever they be doing this on Facebook about this dude walk around here and you try to talk to these women with his car sitting right here, bad car,
Oh yeah.
gold diggers and this and that, then all of a sudden when they find out is that. But the question is, what we was talking about is it harder to find a good man and a good woman? I always said that it's easier to find a good woman than it is a good man. Because if the man is good, regardless of how he dressed or how he may act, or this doesn't mean that man is not good.
Right, but we not. I don't want you to understand while we closing because we over time. Is that I'm not dictating or saying that that's the deciding factor is his looks. That was just a moot point for you to understand that a woman makes a decision when she sees the two men. So she has to have two things to compare to make a choice. And then I'm agreeing with you saying
that's another part. That's another part there because now we talking about comparison. We're not talking about the comparison part. We just talking about a good man and a good woman. We ain't talking about how they dress, how they look.
Right. But you asked me what makes a good man, right?
Because a man can come in the house and it can be a woman who ain't dressed too good, and there's a woman who is dressed up to the T. You hear me? And the woman that ain't dressed too good, I might want to go with her because I don't want no woman that's dressed all up to the T, look all good, because then she gonna feel better.
But you judging.
No, I ain't judging. I'm just telling you, I'm using that as an example. You just use it, but the man with pants down. Yeah, you use it with the man with pants down.
Y'all let us know.
Okay,
like, comment, subscribe. Is it easier or harder to find a good man or a good woman? We'll catch y'all on the next one. Y'all know what it is.
Peace.